wishing you a very, very happy new year and welcome back to Ask Charlie. Now, you can probably hear that I've got a little bit of a croak. I've actually had a horrible cold, or got still, and actually annoyingly it's gone to my chest. So I've got a chest infection, which is a total bore. So I'm doing absolutely everything to try and not cough too much, because when I start, I can't stop. And I ummed and ahed about whether to have another week off and not put any videos out this week. And I didn't want to do that because actually I've missed you all, and I wanted, to start the new year back doing what I love and creating content for you. But I'm sat here because the weather is disgusting. It is blowing an absolute hoolie out there. It's windy, it is wild. I think we've got winds of like 40 miles an hour minimum. It's disgusting. And I've Sai's working from home, so he's in the drawing room, all the kids are here, and I just said Mummy needs a little bit of time in the kitchen with no interruptions, because I thought you could probably hear me best here. And I'm really sorry about the squeaky voice. It's a lot better than it was. I completely lost my voice on the 30th. I couldn't talk. The 31st, obviously New Year's Eve, it didn't go quite to plan. I actually cancelled our plan. So we were all invited as a whole family for a dinner for New Year's Eve celebrations with the kids, and I have been looking forward to it since our friends invited us. I'm really looking forward to it. And I was on pudding making duty, and everyone was delegated a job, and it was going to be an awesome New Year, and I had to cancel me going. Everyone else was due to go because I just felt awful. Anyhow, plans changed quite drastically, which let's talk about quickly now, and then I'm going to talk about it more in this week's vlog. But I made puddings. I went up to bed to have a rest because I was feeling grim, and I didn't do very much at all on New Year's Eve apart from make the puddings, and Cokes went to do the horses. I was in bed, so I went to help her, and Santana was struggling to walk. She was basically on 3 legs, hopping. She cut her pastern joint quite badly. We didn't know how at the time, but anyway, Coco called me. I went up and called our vets, and he didn't answer immediately. I rang his mobile. I mean, it's Sunday evening. It was like 5 p.m. on a Sunday evening on New Year's Eve. And I just rang his mobile, and he rang back 5 minutes later. He's awesome. He is so awesome. And he said, I'm not on duty tonight, but I've got a vet that is. I will get him to you ASAP. He was here within 40 minutes, and he lives about 40 minutes away. He was here and he assessed her. And he said, Charlie, I cannot be 100% sure that the joint isn't damaged. And so the area that she cut is basically, that's her hoof. It was here. And he was worried that the joint had been affected, and he was worried that possibly ligaments or sheath around the ligaments. And he said, I am 90% sure it's okay and we can stitch it up, but I cannot be 100% sure. And I said, that's enough to know that. So the other option was to go to Lip Hook. Sorry, I'm struggling to get the words out and tell you the story. It was to go to Lip Hook then and there, which is, it's the UK, there's a leading UK veterinary emergency hospital. I mean, not just emergency, veterinary hospital. It's the most phenomenal place ever, and I'm going to share more about that in this week's vlog. Anyway, the long and short of it is, it's the best case scenario of a nasty cut. She hasn't damaged the ligament, she hasn't damaged the tendon, she hasn't damaged the joint. So I don't have a complete update, and I will do later today, but it will be too late to share it in this. So there'll be more in the vlog. We are hoping and praying that she will make a complete full recovery. That is what they're telling us as of the most up-to-date info that I have. So it was an awful way to end 2023. And I took her there you guys are regulars here, you'll know that she doesn't travel brilliantly. She loaded brilliantly. Poor girl arrived dripping in sweat. Anyway, they were so phenomenal, so phenomenal. And I ended up leaving the trailer there, and then I drove to the party that I was supposed to be at. So I ended up staying here with Gus because they were, well, I'm not going to bore you with our family logistics, but I went to the party and I ended up celebrating New Year, not being able to talk, feeling pretty grim in my filthy clothes, with not a scrap of makeup on. But I was with my great friends called Si, wished him a happy new year, and then I came home, brought the children home. And so I did get to celebrate New Year, not the way I had planned, and feeling pretty grim. But as I arrived, they just gave me a plate of food. Actually, I was feeling so awful on New Year's Eve. I didn't eat really all day. I mean, nothing proper. I don't think I even had a bowl of granola. So anyway, that is 2023. That is left behind, well and truly behind. And I'm so pleased, actually. She was stitched up. She was in her stable all by like 10:45, and very much left in 2023. And I'm really positive about 2024. And let's focus on, you know, the positivities and what a new year brings. And actually, Arch said to me on New Year's Eve, he was with a friend of his, and he said, "Mama, have you got any New Year's resolutions?" And I said, yeah, to have more fun and to party more. And the boys laughed at me. Oh, hang on, there's someone at the door. Back in a tick. It's an exciting delivery from Postman Neil. Do you know Popsa? Popsa. Let me just cover our address. Popsa, I have ordered my our 2023 book of photos. And actually, it's a present for Si, but I'm going to open it and share it with you. Is it in this one or is it in that one? I've actually got two things from them. So anyway, 2023 was... Oh, hang on. I was talking about... I'm jumping all over the place. I'm really not completely with it. Yes, New Year's resolutions. I don't make New Year's resolutions of I'm going to give up this and I'm going to stop that and I'm going to go do veganuary and all of that stuff. I don't do any of that, and I haven't done that for years, because I think you make these goals and then you feel like you failed at the beginning of the year, and nobody wants to feel like a failure at the beginning of the year. So it's much better to have like positive things that you want to achieve, that are achievable, that are doable, without, you know, setting really high targets that again you are, you know, not achievable. So mine was to party more and to have more fun, because actually 2023, I know you guys think I share everything on, you know, with you all, and actually I don't. I mean, I share, it's not a highlight reel. I try to be really honest and really real with you, but there's personal stuff that I don't talk about necessarily. And, you know, there are some things that, well, for me personally, I have to process stuff before I can share it with you guys, because it's unhealthy, I believe, to share stuff online that you're working through. Like, I think it's much better, not unhealthy, that's the wrong word, but I think it's important for you as a person, or, you know, for somebody that creates and shares content online. I think it's really important that we have to look after ourselves. So there is a bit of a filter, and for me it's important that I work through a lot of personal stuff before I share it, because then I'm sharing it from a healthy place. That's what I mean by unhealthy. It needs to be a healthy place that I'm sharing the content, and I need to be okay about it. And I do share a lot with you. And, you know, I shared a lot of stuff before Christmas about my dad, because I really wanted to be honest with you. And quite a few people came back and sort of said, you know, poor him. It's so sad that the neighbours haven't been around to check on him and knocked on the door. It's a very difficult situation with Dad. And for those that have followed me for a long time will know that it's not easy. He's not an easy man. I have had a few phone conversations with social services. We're putting things in place. My brother's actually coming over in the next few days to to visit him and for him to see how Dad is and what have you. And my brother and I are very much working together on this and doing the best for Dad. But we also have to remember that we're dealing with somebody that's not easy, that's not straightforward, that's very set in his ways. And there's mental health stuff going on, there's possible dementia, there's a lot of other factors, and it's not straightforward or easy. And, you know, often these circumstances aren't. Dad has never had internet, he has never had a mobile phone. He's very, very kind of set in his ways, and you know, you can't just place a mobile phone in somebody's hand that has never used one, that doesn't understand these things. He still has a landline that's plugged into the wall that's on a cord. He doesn't have a walk around one, and he doesn't want one. And so anyway, that's that stuff. This is really waffly, isn't it? Basically brain dumping on you guys. And croaking at the same time. Thanks if you're still watching and bearing with this rambly, nutty woman. But anyway, 2023 wasn't the easiest of years. I don't feel it was the happiest of years for me personally. But for Ask Charlie, it was a really, really great, exciting year. I launched my members club, which I am so proud of. I have got so many gorgeous, wonderful people in the members club, and it's a lovely way of me getting to know people, sharing content that they want, bringing in experts that are helpful. I've got some great experts lined up for this year. It's just a lovely place. We have a monthly Zoom, not every month, but as often as I can, I get an expert to come and talk to us about a specific thing. I share exclusive content, they get exclusive discounts, and it's just a really, really lovely thing. So that from 2023, creating my members club, is a huge, huge highlight. I got to work with some incredible brands that I never dreamt of working with, which is really, really exciting. And some great podcast episodes. I've got some great podcast episodes lined up going forward. Just need to get the voice better to do that. And so I think it's going to be an exciting year. I was talking to Si about this as well over the last few days. For us personally as a family, I think it's going to be a year that potentially, and potentially is the key word here, could bring a lot of change. And both Si and I are on the same page, working together, and are embracing the changes that could potentially come our way. Together, as a team, with gusto, with enthusiasm, both of us have been aware that these changes might be on the horizon, have been talked about for quite a long time. Quite scary, actually. Could want to retract and hide, but no, we are both facing what is ahead with gusto, with enthusiasm, with positivity, and we will see what this year brings. I mean, every year potentially can bring huge change or not, but I'm excited. I am really excited. Anyway, I'm going to open this quickly because we're being waffling to you guys. So every year I'm going to open it first. No, that's not the one I thought. That is our family calendar, which actually I should have done before Christmas, but it's here. So that is one thing that I do every single year. I do a calendar with, the children aren't going to thank me for showing you this. Actually, I have to show you this picture of my gorgeous girl. February. So Coco's birthday is in February, so she has a page for February. I have got, it's one of my favourite pictures of Si and I, that's April. The children are a bit, you know, a little bit careful what I share online. Si's birthday in August, so this is one of him with the lads, and I just think that picture is awesome. Sums up my husband and his friends. So anyway, hopefully this one is the other one that I was going to show you. Yes, so that's the same picture. So basically our favourite family photos of 2023 are in here. Quick glimpse, but yeah, so that is our year's book for the family. So there's actually presents for Si I've just opened and shared with you online before he's seen them, but anyway, he'll see them in a minute. So this week's vlog, I think, is going to be a little bit, I don't know, I'll share with you what I can share with you. It's probably not going to be my normal vlog because actually we've got various stuff going on. I am going to take it easy and not push myself and not go straight back into work mode from today. I'm going to rest. So I think I'm going to share with you a bit more about Santana's journey and her recovery, and some things that from 2023 have been favourites that I will be taking into 2024, and talk a little bit more about sort of plans and things going forward. But thank you so much for watching this week. I am so sorry about the croak. I've literally been drinking lemon, ginger, having Manuka honey. Manuka honey is so good. And you know, I don't want to take antibiotics. I don't want to go down that route. I know through eating really well, looking after myself, getting sleep, and you know, easing gently back into full-on mode is important. So I'm going to be looking after myself. So if I'm slow to reply, I'm sorry, I apologise. I am doing my absolute best. And I am wishing you all a really happy, healthy, positive 2024. One other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is Mel Robbins. I'm sorry, this vlog is really waffly. I did say it was a brain dump. Mel Robbins, I watched something and I can't find where I watched it. It may have been on TikTok. And this is how, like, when I just talked about Si and I having gusto and positivity for this year, you can reframe how you think about things in your head. So Mel Robbins I have found super helpful, and I am going to film a video talking about confidence, about changing mindset and things like that. I will talk more about it, but I just wanted to leave you with this because it's all about how you think about things. Like, you can think about things and think, oh my goodness, that is terrifying, that's overwhelming, that's not what I want to happen. Sometimes what we want and what happens aren't necessarily in our control, but it's how we frame it, it's how we address it, it's how we tackle it. And if you tackle it with positivity, with gusto, I love that word gusto, I think gusto is going to be my word of 2024. If you tackle it with positivity and gusto, and you tackle it sort of head on, brave and courageously, it's going to be okay. Whereas actually, if you're scared, if you're timid, if you're anxious, if you're frightened, and those are all real emotions, and you're allowed to have those, totally allowed to have them, but then you have to be like, no, come on. It's not going to help me being terrified, really scared, anxious, having sleepless nights about it. How's that going to help me get through this? It's not going to help. So we have to put our best foot forward. We have to tackle it with gusto. And you know, if you can work together as a team, even better. And if you reframe things, and Mel Robbins is great at teaching you how to reframe things, then life is so much easier and so much better. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and I will see you on Friday as normal with a vlog of some sort.